everybody. Merry Christmas. Maybe that intro, by the way, to that guy who said it in the past, maybe that makes me top 3 most annoying YouTubers now. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I'll show you the one thing that I can probably, if I'm fortunate enough to have a child in the future, I still think that beef Wellington will be my proudest moment. That will be that is my finest hour. Right. I hope my kid don't see this in the future. If you're looking at this, I stand by my word. Right. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody's having a great time out there, being well, being safe. We're going to crack on. It's been a hot minute. I've had quite a bit of stuff that I actually can't talk about, but all good stuff theoretically, but we will find out soon enough. Right. Like, subscribe. Where are my manners? Like and subscribe. It's Christmas. We're not quite at the 6,000 by the end of the year, but we're cresting onto that 1,800. So, yeah, do us a favor. Right. Real existence. Let's have a go. Make my Christmas day. I'm sure it will. It already did with those civil stabs and chokes. Yeah. Ooh! I do love a good little pause. That was a nice little snare roll, like a pickup roll. I'll bring this up. And if I'm not mistaken, that is either a Dan Electric or it is a proper Rickenbacker, that guitar. That is a Rickenbacker. Great instruments, those. See, Dan Electro makes one that looks similar. No. Like that. So she's going on the down and the upbeat, the snare there. Sorry, if you listen to the bap. Now we've changed. You can see how that time felt different. So in about 5 seconds there, you had kind of 4/4. I'm not saying anything changed, but the feeling of it shifted. I've said this a million times, but then they kind of went back into halftime feel, and now they're double timed, and now this is when I'll find out what they're doing now. So that's interesting though, because that was a bit of a double time feel, but she wasn't hitting all of those beats with the snare. So there was the bass drum pattern, and then the second half of that bar sounded like the ba ba, the snare. So it is still. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind. Slate me to hell in the comments. But that to me sounded double time. Yeah. That certainly is. It might not necessarily be double time. That's just hitting every beat. Sorry. That is just snare on 1, 2, 3, and 4. See that though? Right there, what you just heard. Now go back to the beginning of the song. Same little motif. Bap 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 bap. Those cymbal chokes and the stabs. And there might even be a pause. There kind of was. There was an absence of sound. So it wasn't the fullest thing as it was at the beginning, but it's interesting that they still grabbed an element of what the beginning was and brought it forward to that part so that it still kept consistency. Again, like an ostinato. Not that, I mean, that's more of a songwriting ostinato in a sense where you've got the same pattern repeating itself. It's just kind of what I'm trying to say. You've got samba foot ostinatos, ba, ka, ba, ka, ba, ka, right? Bass and hats. And that never changes. So this is a bit of a similarity in the sense that they've got regularly occurring songwriting elements. liking that bass bit. And the cross stick there. Like that cross stick. Right there. Oh. And this is the same beat at the beginning. She might have displaced that snare. Let me hear. I think it was. It was on the or the and. Again, I don't want to waste everybody's day here because it's Christmas and whatnot, but yeah, that sounded like she displaced that second snare beat either by the or the and of the note value. And so basically you hear a bass drum come down, and that's where you would hear the snare drum, but then you don't, and then you hear the snare come after. So it's just amazing to be able to manipulate that. I had loads of fun doing that when I would be on gigs or be in the studio. It's great fun to do. The thing is, once you understand time and you're in time, you can do whatever you want. You can even properly leave time by being in time. It sounds very strange, but you can shift your note values. You can shift, you can displace the beat by a 16th note or an 8th note, right? You can displace things being in time, sounding way out of time. It's beautiful. When you know time, you can really manipulate it. I love the floor tom stab with the snare. So big. Yes, see, again, simple, but very, very effective and impactful. Also, I see Angry Cops and Donut Operator and even Chef Jean-Paul do this. So halfway through the video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Hey, there we go. Ooh, we got a bit of a breakdown here. This is like the middle 8 section. You can hear that guitar solo go down here. You can hear it going down the scale, in a sense. I don't know much about the pentatonic and the Lydian or Lodian or any of that, but Locrian, sorry, maybe. But you can hear it fall down. I'll move my fingers and hands and you'll see it. It's interesting to follow along these things, you know? Here we go. Here we go. Maybe another one. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were going to go back up to the top. Oh, it's beautiful. But again, I'll get back to that guitar solo. But you can hear even in, you know, blues songs, for example, 1-4-5. You can hear the chord progress. You can hear the progression. So then you know what's about to happen next. It's beautiful because it doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a musical degree to see that. Once you hear those shifts, it always will move in 4s or 8s, maybe 2s. You can follow yourself and you know what you're about to then expect. Guitar solo. Very high up the neck there. Again. Sorry, I know you're all, ooh, play the guitar. No, drum channel. Sorry, mate. The drums are moving with the guitar solo. So play it back. I won't, but play it back. And the sounds and the accents and the shifts that the guitar solo is making, the drums are accompanying it. Gorgeous. Oh, that was tight. And not like, oh my God, that's tight. No, not like Paris Hilton stuff. That was just really tightened up. Again, those stabs. And you have a great, you do have a great, sorry if I'm shouting these headphones, you do have a great double pedal pattern, like a double bass pattern, that has been consistent. Sorry, I haven't said much about that this time, but that has been consistent right the way through. And I think I saw her using an ebony snare drum head, but it could have been a pad, as in like a muter. Oh, see that hi-hat choke, that bark, Bernard Pretty Purdy. I like that very much. That is what he says. Oh. Yeah, right there. Don't know what that was. If that was an ebony head. It could be an ebony head, but it looks like it's just a rubber pad muter. But you know, that might be because it's a music video, so you don't take the audio from a music video. I'm sure everybody knows that. So that might be just to dampen the sound. Otherwise, it would maybe be really off-putting. But I can't imagine that if they're hitting those cymbals. It looks like an ebony head. Comment below. You know better than I. But I love those free-floating toms as well. That is a perfect example. Oh, you can't see it because my video screen is in the way. Maybe it will come back to the side. You might be able to see it now if my box ain't big enough. Don't let your mind wander. That is a free-floating tom. So what that means is they haven't drilled a mount hole into the actual shell. So they haven't sacrificed any shell integrity by putting holes in it. And what that does is it allows the head to resonate, but it allows the shell to resonate at its fullest and most natural and proper ability. So the way that gets mounted is on those lugs, that mounting bracket just screws onto those lugs. So all you need is the lug screws into the shell, but you don't need a gaping hole, for example, and you don't need as much screws as you would with a conventional mounting thing. So that L bracket slides in there. That's a free-floating tom, which also takes it away from the bass drum shockwaves. When you hit that bass drum, normally if it's attached into the shell of the tom, that will travel minutely all the way up and it will rattle it. It will impact it in a way. This is as isolated and individual as it could be. Christ, I'm hearing myself right now, but this is the Drum Nerd channel. And so then that tom, when it's struck, will be able to resonate at its fullest capacity, but also mitigate any superficial resonance from other drums, i.e. the bass drum mostly. Whew. And I do have a girlfriend. How bizarre is that? Right. Still the Drum Nerd channel. Nice, double time to finish it. Excellent. What a merry, happy, wonderful Christmas that was, eh? Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I don't know how long I went on about that tom mount. I kind of blacked out and came back to earth. Right. I hope everybody has a wonderful, most fabulous and safe, enjoyable Christmas. Eat too much. Celebrate too much, do everything too much, except for fight and be angry, okay? Everybody gets a bit annoyed at family this time of year, but if this is the only time of the year that you see them, don't waste that time being upset and annoyed by their quirks and qualms. Just let it go. This is rich coming from me because I struggle with that, but just be happy to be around everybody that you love the most, you know? That's what it's all about. Right, this is a 14-minute video. You have food to eat and presents to open, so, right. Be well, do something amazing. Again, Merry Christmas, like, subscribe, and just be happy, be safe where you are, okay? I got nothing else to say. I'm sure I'll forget it or remember it afterwards. But yeah, Merry Christmas, and that was thoroughly enjoyable. Thank you very much. Keep your stick on the ice.